Hi, everybody, and welcome to our weekly roundup of what Simon has been saying in his daily devotions. I'm actually focusing today on Tuesdays, and Simon has called it Mercy or Sacrifice. And he tells a story which is really quite shocking and very challenging for us. So I'm going to read it. Well, not all of it, but I'm going to read part of it. After the end of apartheid in South Africa, a Truth and Reconciliation Commission was set up. During one hearing, in the presence of the victim's mother, a policeman recounted how he had shot an 18-year-old boy and burned the body on a fire to destroy all evidence. 8 years later, he returned to the same house and seized the boy's father. The wife watched as her husband was tied up, had petrol poured over him, and then was set alight. The courtroom became completely silent as the judge offered the widow the opportunity to respond. She asked that the policeman go and collect dust from the place where he had burnt her husband's body so that she could honour him with a proper burial. He was so ashamed he couldn't look her in the eyes, but nodded in agreement. Then she added, "You took all my family away from me, and I still have a lot of love to give. Twice a month, I would like for you to come to my ghetto and spend a day with me so that I can mother you. I would like this policeman to know that he is forgiven by God and that I forgive him too. And I'd like to embrace him so that he can know my forgiveness is real." That kind of forgiveness you do not drum up from within yourself. That is the kind of forgiveness that we give because we know a Father who has forgiven us much. And I recall many years ago, I did a program about the genocide in Rwanda, which was pretty horrendous. I think it was about 1 million people died within 100 days, and it affected all communities. There wasn't really any community that wasn't affected by it. And during the 10 days I was there, we collected stories. But the most amazing thing that happened was there was a conference going on where they had asked all the worship leaders from across the country to get together and to write songs of praise and worship about what God had done during that time, that terrible time. But obviously a lot of people needed to be healed up themselves. So one afternoon, everybody was encouraged to write on a piece of paper the atrocities that they personally had witnessed. And I went into that room, and there was a lot of weeping, just silence, very moving. In fact, I felt like an intruder, to be honest. But that evening, we had a praise and worship time, and everybody was encouraged to bring their piece of papers and nail it to a cross that had been put on the floor in front of the altar. There was nails and a hammer there. And slowly, one by one, that's what people did. They came and nailed that piece of paper where everything that had happened during that genocide time was nailed to the cross. At the end of our time together, that cross was carried outside and the whole lot was set on fire. I tell you, to say there was a party would be an understatement. I mean, these guys just started crying with tears of laughter. They were embracing one another. They were dancing. They went out onto the streets shouting and hullabalooing. Neighbours, the community were going, "Wow, what's happened?" They're all going, "We've been forgiven. We've been forgiven." You know, it's like I've had my heart healed up as I've forgiven. And I tell you, in the morning when I got up, there were still people up, had been up all night celebrating. You don't do that unless you know that you have been forgiven. And sometimes we really struggle to forgive those who have done seemingly quite small things compared to perhaps some of the things that we've just read about or heard about. But it doesn't make any real difference. It's still painful, and it's still us that is hurting. So, as Ben was sharing on Sunday about how forgiveness is so important, because it's not about the person who has perpetrated the hurt or the pain or the atrocity. It's about us. It's about we're the ones that are hurting. We're the ones that are in pain. We're the ones that are getting angry and bitter about it. And it's us that is going to be released. It's us that's going to have the freedom. It's us that's going to be healed up by Jesus. So today, my friends, just ask the Holy Spirit, is there anyone that I need to forgive? And then don't argue when someone pops into your mind thinking, oh no, I'm sure I've forgiven them before. Just do it. Just choose to forgive them and then ask God to come and heal that little bit of woundedness that's still there. It really is that easy. Jesus did not make it complicated for us. So have a great day, friends. I pray that you will choose to forgive whoever Holy Spirit reminds you of or brings to your memory, into your front of your mind and into your memory, and that we will become a people of freedom and liberty. So bless you and lots of love to you all. Bye.